Tracheomalacia and bronchomalacia. Tracheomalacia is a condition in which there is reduced stiffness of tracheal wall, resulting in abnormal collapse of trachea during expiration, which is maybe severe enough to cause airway obstruction. While bronchomalacia is equivalent condition affecting the bronchi, even though there is no association with laryngomalacia, but laryngomalacia is common condition that may coexist with the tracheobronchomalacia. Pathologically, the striking finding is there is increased muscle to cartilage ratio on the transverse section of the trachea in tracheomalacia. Normal ratio is 1.4 to 1.5 between muscle to cartilage, while in tracheomalacia this ratio is increased up to 1 is to 2. So that means trachealis muscle portion is increased than the cartilaginous portion. You can see in this picture the ratio of trachealis muscle to cartilage about 1.5, while this muscle is increased in the tracheomalacia. You can see in this picture. Tracheomalacia classify into primary and secondary type. Primary is because of intrinsic abnormality in the trachealis muscle or cartilaginous portion of the trachea, while secondary tracheomalacia is usually more localized and may be associated with tracheoesophageal fistula, laryngeal cleft, or extensive compression by great vessels or mediastinal mass. It can also be seen in the supraesternal collapse in the long-standing pediatric tracheostomy patient that may produce pressure from the convexity of the tracheal tube. The stridor of tracheomalacia becomes apparent during first few weeks of life. It is mainly high-pitched expiratory noise. This can be accompanied by harsh barking cough during active feeding, upset or coughing, mainly associated with cyanotic attack. If is severe enough, may lead to dying spells. Diagnosis: plain X-rays are usually not helpful but identify the dextrocardia. Barium swallow may identify tracheoesophageal fistula. Echocardiography is useful to define the suspected anomaly of heart and great vessels. CT angiogram is extremely helpful to identify the cause of extensive compression of the trachea by normal or abnormal vessels, including vascular rings. Initially, contrast bronchoscopy was used to rule out intraluminal cause of collapse or obstruction of the tracheal lumen. Nowadays, virtual bronchoscopy is used to rule out extrinsic or intrinsic cause of the tracheal obstruction. That is better investigation. The gold standard test for tracheomalacia is the bronchoscopy. You can rule out tracheoesophageal fistula or entry wall collapse during bronchoscopy. So, gold standard test for the tracheomalacia or any other bronchial or tracheal pathology is the bronchoscopy. So you can see dynamic collapse of interval during bronchoscopy. Management: mild tracheobronchomalacia, less than 75% of collapse requires no intervention, and stridor can be expected to resolve spontaneously by around age of 2 years. Severe tracheobronchomalacia, more than 75% of collapse may require treatment like autopexy to fix the aorta behind the sternum, or you can use stenting to support the tracheal wall collapse by the internal stent by bronchoscopy. You can put the stent inside the lumen to support the tracheal wall collapse area.